Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in this truth. I'm Bathaka Moth Jim S. Dallas, and I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit response to last night's live stream. We had, of course, everybody that's watched already is in the know. Sarnetta came out and visited the Jim S. Dallas camp last night. But prior to him coming up, which that whole thing could have been set up and fixed, you know what I'm saying? It looked suspicious. I remember telling a brother, right off top, once that happened, that's what I believed it to be. But nevertheless, the Lord is moving, you know what I'm saying, and things are happening. But Jake, there was a guy prior to Sarnetta coming that was out there asking questions. And one of the things that he wanted and couldn't understand was the kingdom of heaven and the government, how the kingdom of heaven has something to do with the government, you know what I'm saying? That stems back to, at the end of the day, Christianity, Esau, his lies and deception that he placed in the earth. He has Jake thinking that the kingdom of heaven is a place that we're going to go to when we die, man. You know what I'm saying? But the scriptures speak of three heavens, man. You know what I'm saying? So Jake doesn't understand what heaven even is. You know what I'm saying? And they'll come into this thing, knowing that they're Israel, but still holding on to certain Christian values and Christian things that they learn in Christianity in the world, man, according to this world. Because it's really not that hard to understand, man. You know what I'm saying? When you understand what's going on, the kingdom of heaven represents rulership on the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on here. When you read in Revelations, the 19th chapter, it says that Yahweh Shai is coming to judge and make war, and upon his head were many crowns, man. Those many crowns, those crowns represents rulership, kings. And he's of course the ultimate king. When you read down, he's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and he's that ultimate king, and he's coming to do exactly that. Take what's rightfully his. The earth belongs to him. When you read in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, it says the earth was created for us, man, the Israelites, man. It was created for our sakes. So and I'm just going to quote, for the most part, quote scriptures because I'm driving right now. It's just an impromptu lesson. I'm probably going to quote the scriptures. It was just on my spirit to just press record and put it down, man. So I'm probably going to do more quoting of scriptures than grabbing. I'll grab probably a few, when I have of course I'm on a clear highway now, so I'll probably, I'll grab a few, but for the most part, I'm probably going to just quote the scriptures that I want to, unless I have problems remembering exactly how, and I don't want to, mess up the scriptures, So, that the kingdom of heaven represents rulership, and right now, because he couldn't understand that and how that's, the government, man, that government represents that rulership, which he couldn't get. He understood the fact that because he did say that it's mental, you know what I'm saying? It's a mentality, which it is, man. You know what I'm saying? When you read in Luke, I know it's in the book of Luke. I can't remember if it's the 19th chapter. I believe it's or the 21st chapter. I know it's in the book of Luke where it says the kingdom is within you. You know what I'm saying? So that begins and starts with mentality, man. Of course, the scriptures, the word, this truth, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you know what I'm saying? Which is going to govern the earth, man, So, and as a matter of fact, when you read, and I'll grab this, when you read in Matthew, the 6th chapter, it goes into it. It's Matthew chapter 6 and verse 10, and it reads, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven." So that's the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord going out throughout the earth. by way of the Israelites. It tells you that in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, and it tells you that in Micah, the 4th chapter, which that's speaking of the kingdom of heaven, man. Speaks of this mountain, man. That mountain represents government, because that's how the laws are going to be established throughout the earth by way of the Israelites, man. And this is what this is going into. Red letters, Yahushua speaking, Matthew 6 and 10. Thy kingdom come. So this is going into the kingdom, man. The kingdom of heaven. So the coming kingdom, it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Whose will? The will of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man, the Most High Yahweh. His laws, statutes, and commandments, man. In earth, so this is dealing with the earth, as it is in heaven, man. So the law, statutes, and commandments governing the earth, going throughout the earth by way of the Israelites. Governing the earth, man. Because there's perfect righteous order in the heavens, man. So that perfect righteous order is going to be established throughout the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what the kingdom of heaven is, man. It's rulership of the planet earth. And right now, pursuant to Job, the 9th chapter, and verse 24, it says the earth is given into the hand or power of the wicked, man. So right now the earth or the kingdom, is in the hands of the wicked, man, which we know are the Edomites, man, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. It's in their hands right now, So they're in their heaven, man. They're in their rulership, their power. That's what the kingdom of heaven is talking about. It represents. That's why when you read it, as a matter of fact, I'll grab this one in Daniel. When you read in the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter, verse 17, it reads, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know. So this is dealing with life, man. The living, not dead. You're not going to die to get to the kingdom, man. So this is talking to the living, that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom. There it is, kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, domicile of the king, rulership, the kingdom of men. So he rules in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will. It's the Lord's choice and purpose, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So that base of men is Esau, man. Right now the earth again is given into the hand of the wicked, man. They have the kingdom right now. They're in their heaven, and that's to fulfill prophecy written in Genesis, the 27th chapter, man. It's Genesis chapter 27. I'll jump down to the point. I just started at verse 38. It's Genesis 27 and verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And at the top of verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So the main point I wanted to get was the fatness of the earth and dew from heaven, man. That's the rulership of the planet earth, man. The fatness of the earth, control of the total planet earth, rulership. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And the dew from heaven from above, he's been getting blessed, man. He was going to be blessed for a period of time, man. For that little season that's spoken of in Revelations, man. He had to be loose for a little season. We're in that little season, but it was for a little season. It was carnal, it was temporary. You know what I'm saying? So, but the blessing is the earth, man. The fatness of the earth and the dew from heaven. That's the kingdom of heaven, man. And when you read up, let's jump up a little bit and get Jacob's blessing, because that was Esau's blessing. Genesis 27 and 27. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled of his, and he smelled and the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath blessed, because Esau was a man of the field. You know, Jacob dwelt in tents, man. You know, he was a plain man that dwelling in tents. Esau was a man of the field, so he thought he was blessing Esau. But this is just how the Lord had it play out. You know what I'm saying? Verse 28 though, check it out. 2 blessings. Therefore the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. You know, so that was the only difference, was the plenty of corn and wine. You know, it's a never-ending blessing. Jacob is going to continually be blessed. You know what I'm saying? There's no end to it. And it says, when you read in the next verse, goes into how his brethren was going to serve him, man. So that's the same thing, the fatness of the earth and the dew from heaven. The same thing that God said to Esau, man. Rulership, man. You know, and when you read in Hebrews, it reiterates it, man. This is Hebrews 11 and verse 20. And it reads, by faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. So Jacob and Esau were going to rule the earth in its fullness, man. You know, they're really the only 2 nations that was prophesied to do so. Although other nations ruled, they didn't have the rulership of the entire globe, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau has that control in these times, and the Israelites, Jacob, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negro descent are going to have that control in the near future, man. You know, in the coming times. But that's what it's going into, the kingdom of heaven. When you read, as a matter of fact, when you read in Psalms, I believe it's Psalms, the 75th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. We see Psalm 75 and verse 6. Psalm 75 and 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. Exactly. Rulership of the planet Earth. You know, he ruleth in the kingdom of men. That's what the kingdom of heaven is. That's why it reads, when you read in Daniel, the 7th chapter, verse 18, I believe it is. This is Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High, which we know are the Israelites, pursuing the Psalms 50 and 5, Psalms 148 and verse 14, and Psalms 149, verse 1 and 2, are the Israelites, man. Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints, Israelites of the Most High, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So we're going to take the kingdom. If it was something that shows you that it's more than just a mental thing. It's more than mentality. You know, you can't take mentality from you can't take something from a person's mind. You know, if I think something, you can't take that, man. How you gonna take and possess that? You can't. So it's bigger than that. Although it is a mental thing, you know, a mentality, it's more than that, man. You know, that's the beginning of it, you know, because the mentality has to be the understanding, the accepting and understanding of this truth, which is going to govern the planet. And but it's also a physical thing, and that ain't got nothing to do with dying. That cuts that, because it's like you can't die and go into the. We just read to those that's living, man, and Daniel the 4th chapter, that the living may know. So this is about the living, man. You know what I'm saying? This is about so it ain't got nothing to do with dying. But the saints of the Lord shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So we're going to be able to take and possess this. The kingdom, man, is the rulership of the earth. The earth can be taken from this devil, man. So that's what it's going into. So the kingdom of heaven is dealing with rulership of the earth. As a matter of fact, to go along with Matthew 5 and 5, the meek shall inherit the earth. Let's go to Revelations, the 5th chapter, and verse 10, and it reads, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Boom. Rulership of the planet Earth. Reigning is ruling, man. And which lines up perfectly with Revelation, the 20th chapter and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, or the word of power, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned. Lived? Hello, keywords. Lived. This is life, man. And reigned. Rulership. Life, ruling. Lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. So, and that's going into the elect, man. Those are the only ones that's not going to bow down to this devil, you know. And you know, those are the ones that's going to live, that those first fruits, man. So it's all about the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Rulership, government. You know, and he didn't understand that. So, and when you read in the prophecy in Isaiah the 9th chapter, it's not hard, man. This is Isaiah the 9th chapter and verse 6, and it reads, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government, there it is, there's your government, man. The government shall be called, Salakia, the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Verse 7, of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. That's the kingdom of heaven. No end. Eternal. Salvation. Kingdom. That's what it's going into. It's all synonymous, man. Upon the Salakia, of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order it, because the throne of David is going to be established. Yahushua is going to sit on the throne of his father David, pursuant to Luke the 1st chapter, around like verse 31. You know, it's about the throne of David, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says, and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. The Lord sent a word into Jacob. It had lighted upon Israel. So this thing is for the Israelites, man. No one else. But the government, you know, which is representative of that ephod on the shoulders of the priest, man, which contain the 12 stones, man, which represent the 12 tribes, which when you read in Revelation, the 7th chapter, it goes into how from each tribe, 12,000 men per tribe, man, you know, representative of those 12 stones on the ephod on the shoulder of the priest, which Yahushua is the ultimate priest, the ultimate high priest. So upon his shoulders, the government, those 12 tribes, those 12,000 men from each tribe, man, you know. And that's your government, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing if you can understand it, man. It's rulership. You know, it's thrones. It's crowns. You know, here on earth, man. You know, that's what's going on, man. So, hey, you know, I know there was another scripture that came to in Matthew, the 19th chapter, the Wadi Yahbashim Yahushai called La Abanawa Yahbashim Yahushai. He gave it back to me because it's about to slip my mind. Which are those same thrones? As a matter of fact, I'll just pull this one. This is probably gonna be the last one, so I'll go ahead and pull it instead of quoting it. Matthew, the 19th chapter, man. You know, it's Matthew 19. I'm gonna drop down to verse 28. Salakia, let me make this turn real quick, because I am driving Akwathium and Akwath and Akyam. Salakia. Okay, make the turn. So Matthew 19 and verse 28. And it reads, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Those 12 thrones represents that government, man. You know, rulership. You know, the 12,000 from each tribe, man. You know, the government being upon the shoulders of Yahushua. That's who he's talking to, man. It's the same people. That's the government. It's the nation of Israel, beginning starting with the elect. The elect, you know, which is going to bring, as a matter of fact, let me get one more. Let me get one more in the prophecy of the kingdom, man. Let me get one more. Let me get that one in Micah. Let's get that one in Micah real quick. Micah 4. And we'll start at the top at verse 1. This is Micah 4 and 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall be established in the top of the mountains. And, you know, because Yahushua is coming to take down all of these current rulerships and governments, man. You know, when you read again in Matthew the 19th chapter, that's what it's going into. You know, he's coming to take down these other nations, man. You know, who are currently ruling in joint heir rulership with Esau, man. You know, of course, Esau is the top one, and he's got these other nations in joint heir rulership with him, man. You know, and I think it goes into that in Revelations, the 17th chapter. You know, they gave their power to the beast for a period of time, you know, for an hour. But that's that joint heir rulership. But Micah 4 and 1, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, those smaller governments, and people shall flow unto it. Which are those nations, these other nations? It says, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, because they're not going to have the law, statutes, and commandments in their inward parts. Only the nation of Israel will have that. Judah and Israel. Jeremiah 31 and 31. And Hebrews, the 8th chapter, 6 on down. It says, we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth. Here it is. The law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Boom. You know, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So these things are gonna happen by way of the Israelites, man. But that's the government, that's the kingdom of heaven, man, which they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? They still got they're Israelites with a Christian twist to them, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no understanding, you know, which is very easy when you're dealing what's that scripture? Is it Isaiah 28 and 10, I believe it is. A precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. You know what I'm saying? That's how you have to deal, man. And you put the puzzle together, man. It's gonna just, you know, paint that picture beautifully, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's the understanding, man. Hopefully this was edifying. You know, I don't want to make this too long. To the hopeful elect, which I hope to be a part of, with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath, Shal Dawadah. Shalom.